Hello, welcome to News for Scotland, and it's just me, Jeanette Hill, today. So it's a short news broadcast. So one of the stories we're looking at is reports of a paint-like substance at the seaside, and is that anything to worry about? Well, no, says the Environmental Protection Agency, SEPA, went to sites on the Clyde coast last week investigating reports of a strange substance on the beaches from Arran to Ayrshire. Analysis at SEPA's marine ecology team, based at Eurocentral near Motherwell, have announced that it's harmless pollen blown on the wind from trees such as conifers or spruce. Miles O'Reilly, SEPA marine ecologist, said that yellowish slicks of pollen often collect near the shore in spring as copious amounts are released from the trees. Small flotation sacs on the pollen grains help them travel on the wind, but also allow the pollen to float on the tides. This may cause a deposit on rocks and on nearby buildings and parked cars. The deposit is, however, completely harmless. Although this outbreak is not dangerous, SEPA remind us to report anything that we think might be a pollution risk. And the hotline is 0800 80 70 60. Next story is all about the Glasgow Jazz Festival. It's happening in June and it's just been released, the lineup for the Glasgow Jazz Festival, happening between the 19th and the 23rd of June. Events from world-renowned musicians will take place at Oranmore, the Macintosh Church, St Luke's, or at the Southside's Glad Cafe. Hamish Stewart, once with the Average White Band, will be there, as will Bobby Watson, the Bobby Watson Quartet, the Coyote Jazz Massive, and many other top improvisers and syncopators. As well as the main concerts, the festival will include late-night jam sessions, so bring your horn, your guitar, your voice, whatever. More info, look at jazzfest.co.uk. And also the Kirkcudbright Jazz Festival is coming up very soon, just about a week before the Glasgow one. Have a look at their website for all the fabulous world-class musicians they've got there at very reasonable prices. So, John Swinney's priorities, assuming that Keir Starmer is the next UK Prime Minister, Scotland's First Minister John Swinney has written to him to begin forging a constructive working relationship. Policy priorities detailed in his letter is elimination of child poverty, and the aim for the First Minister, assuming the Labour Party agrees, is to kind of backtrack or get rid of some of the Tory policies that have attacked, if you like, people that are living in poverty, and to end these punitive social security policies currently in the UK. Obviously, the Scottish Government has put forward quite a lot of policies to try and eradicate child poverty, but there still is lots there that lots of people are affected by universal credit, ESA, and lots of other policies that are UK-wide, and that the Scottish Government doesn't have say over. So the SNP strategies for independence is not clear, however. The party is committed from its party conference to putting independence in the first line of the UK election manifesto. If the SNP then wins most of the Scottish seats, say 29 out of 59, then they would then approach Sir Keir Starmer for permission to hold a referendum. Labour leaders have, however, made it clear that then they will not consider the idea, but current opinion polls show that SNP are likely to lose several seats to Scottish Labour. In the last UK election, in 2019, the SNP won a massive 48 out of the 59 Westminster seats on 45% of the vote. Currently, they are polling neck and neck with Labour, each having about 30% of the Scottish voters' preferences. There's lots of people undecided as yet on those polls, though. If then the SNP actually loses seats, even if they win 29, that hardly looks like a strong argument to force the UK government into granting a referendum. What do you think? Let us know on our Facebook page. So new jobs from Highland brownfield site. First Minister Mr Swinney went to Moray Firth port of Ayrshire, I can never say that, earlier this week to officially open an exciting new industrial site. Ayrshire, close to Fort George, used to host an oil rig fabrication plant that has been idle for several years and is in fact one of the largest brownfield sites in the country. Now the site's owners, Havantus, have plans to build platforms for wind generators, both floating and fixed, and expect to attract corporate customers and millions in further investment. Production could start within months, creating 500 jobs in construction, then potentially thousands of jobs once the plants open for business. Mr Swinney said, "This site will provide us with world-leading facilities to develop the offshore wind sector, to anchor our developments and new renewable energy, and that will bring significant wealth and opportunity to the Highlands, and it is a very welcome investment." The project has been backed by 50 million, each from the Scottish and the UK government investment banks. And that's enough for us for the news for now, but we will have 2 more reports. One on the WASPI debate that's happening in Parliament today, Thursday, the 16th of May, and another report on Sunak's comments about Scottish independence supporters. Thank you for today.